Hey everyone, okay, so today I have a story time for you all. It's been so long, but this one is about my first fight. I'm gonna give you a little background info. My first fight has been my only fight, and that's just simply because I don't really get into it with people like that, aside from my roommates. I don't really get into it with people like that. So in high school, middle school, I can't really say that I had like huge issues with people. Aside from like my friends in middle school and high school, we bicker sometimes, but it never ever turned into a fight. Now, if you all are from St. Louis, have been to St. Louis, have heard about St. Louis on the news, you know there's a lot of violence in St. Louis. And the way St. Louis is like, I mean, it's all about fighting. People are trained to go in St. Louis, so they're always ready to fight. They don't believe in fighting fair. They don't believe in fighting one-on-one, and that's why there's just so much violence in St. Louis, because like you could really look at someone and they'd be ready to fight you. You could take the last potato chips and they'd be ready to fight you. Like anything that you do, people in St. Louis are ready to fight. And me, I was just never like that. I just never really had issues with somebody to be like, I'm ready to fight. This is how the fight happened. So, I had two best friends in high school. We are going to call them Kiki and Taylor. And so, Kiki was like really small, like really tiny. And Taylor was like pretty, and she had a big butt, so all the guys liked her. And so we started becoming friends like the end of junior year into senior year. I was always cool with Kiki, but never Taylor. And so we started becoming friends at the end of our junior year into our senior year, and like we spent the whole summer together, and it was just like ride or die, like the whole senior year, whole summer, things like that. And so closer to, I think it was about September when the drama started happening, Taylor would be having problems with girls. Now, I'm gonna tell you, girls didn't really like her, and the majority of the time it was jealousy. It really was. She had a really nice body, and I'm sure girls were jealous of that. And like I said, guys liked her because she had a cool naturally be like, this bitch, you know. And so Taylor was talking to a guy. This is what I think started it, because it happened in 2012, so my memory's a little foggy, but I know she was talking to a guy, and there was another group of friends, okay? So we have the tiny one, the light-skinned one, and the dark-skinned one. So the light-skinned one got into it with Taylor over a guy. So I don't know how the whole thing started, but this is how the beef between each group. Now these girls were juniors and we were seniors at the time, so they had nothing to lose, and they were always fighting, so they really didn't give a fuck about the situation. They didn't give a fuck about fighting us. And so the light-skinned one, no, I'm sorry, the dark-skinned one, I think, y'all, it was so long ago, she decided to make a post on Instagram. And so she was like, who looks better? So she has Taylor on the picture, and then she has the light-skinned one on the picture. Now Taylor's picture is a picture of her from middle school, like, and the light-skinned one, she has this real nice picture, you know, glowing and whatnot, and then Taylor has this raggedy picture from middle school. And I automatically like really took offense, because I'm like, okay, that's my best friend, and then why are they using this old ass picture of her? And then that's so immature. Like, we are in high school, like, you know, even though people are still immature in high school, but it's just the fact that, like, girl, you did who looks better. And so I get on the picture and I'm like, you all really need to grow up. Y'all, I'm sure that started the whole thing, because I don't think Taylor wanted to say anything. I don't think she really did say anything. But me being her friend, I had to say something. I was just like, I can't believe these girls are on Instagram comparing pictures. And y'all, this is when Instagram first came out, so it wasn't as high tech or anything, but it was still like drama already on Instagram, and it just came out. And so from there, y'all, they wanted to fight us. From there, it started fucking war. Every time they would see us, it would be me mugging. When I tell you, it was mainly the light skinned one and the tiny one. They would wake up every morning, get on Twitter, and automatically start talking shit. One time, the light skinned one said that I looked pregnant. She's telling people that I looked pregnant. It was just some really petty stuff. They will always be on Twitter talking about us and always saying that they wanted to fight us, and always so this is how it was. Kiki, the tiny one, Kiki and the tiny one were gonna fight. Me and the light skinned one, she wanted to fight me. And then Taylor and the dark skinned one were gonna fight, basically. And the light skinned one was always saying I was talking so many times what I said about this girl, because, you know, from my memory, she would wake up every morning, like, y'all, it was like clockwork. Wake up every morning and talk about us on Instagram. I mean, on Twitter. And it was just crazy, because it was like they didn't have anything better to do than to talk about us on Instagram. I'm sorry, talk about us on Twitter. And so, you know, whenever they see us, it would be like me mugging and things like that. Even one time I had to stand next to her in choir, and the light skinned one, and I was just like, oh my God, like, why are you doing this? Like, all this drama. It was so stupid though, y'all. It was over a boy, and that I commented back. Like, it was almost like they couldn't believe somebody said something back after they bashed my friend on Instagram. And so this is how the whole thing started. They were on a mission to fight us. They told everyone they wanted to fight us. Everybody knew it was beef. All the junior class, all the senior class, everybody knew, because these girls loved social media to the point where they would tell social media every single thing that goes on in their life. So everyone knew it was beef. And so there was a night where my friend was having a birthday party, and she was having it at it's called a Maristar Casino, but it's also a hotel. It's a really nice hotel inside of it, so everybody will always have their parties at this hotel because it was so nice. And so she was having her party there. The same time, the group of junior girls who wanted to fight us, their friend was having a party there the same night, because, you know, of course, my friend and her friend had the exact same birthdays, and they both wanted to have their birthdays at Ameristar, because, y'all, that was like the place to have any type of event, was at Ameristar. And so, you know, my friend called me and told me, now my friend, we're gonna call her Drea. Drea called me, and she told me that they would be there, but it wasn't gonna be any beef. The girl, the light-skinned one who wanted to fight me, she told her that she didn't have any problem, like, she just wanted to have fun that night, and she didn't want to start any drama. So I'm like, cool. So I'm like, fine, you know, I'll still come, because I wasn't gonna come, because I was just like, this is set up. Like, no, I'm not coming to a party to fight. I'm not. That's not my point in going to parties, even though that was a lot of people's point in St. Louis. Like, they would literally go to parties just to fight people. No, that's not what I was into. So I'm like, hell no, I'm not going. But when they said that, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting around waiting for Kiki and Taylor to come and pick me up so we could all go to the party. And they're taking too long. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna get my stepdad to drop me off, and I'll meet you all there, because they were just taking too long for me. Bad move, y'all. Don't ever go to a party like that without your friends. Don't. So I decide to go to the party, and you know, it's cool at first. I'm still waiting for Kiki and Taylor, so I just start drinking. But I'm not getting drunk. It's just like I'm still waiting tipsy for them, and they're still not there. And so I hear a knock on the door, and to my surprise, it's the light-skinned girl, the other girl who was having the party, and I think like 2 other of their friends, and they all came in. And I'm just thinking, like, why would Drea let these people in? And like, she knows there's an issue between us. Like, why would they even come down here? Like, they have their own party, so why would they come down here? And so automatically I call my friends, because I'm like, these girls have 4 people with them and it's just me by myself. Like, Dre was cool and the rest of the people at the party were cool, but they weren't my best friends, and I wouldn't even really say they were my friends. Like, they were like associates, so I would never trust that they would have my back. And so I automatically start calling Taylor, and I'm like, where the hell are y'all at? Like, and they're like, you know, they're close, they're on their way. And I'm like, cool. So I'm just sitting there tipsy, sitting on the end of the bed, and you know, I'm sitting there with Drea, and I look up, and there's the light-skinned girl standing in front of me, looking at me like she wants to fight. And I'm like, I should have fucking known. I should have known that this was not going to be no friendly ass event. And so I'm sitting on the edge of the bed. Immediately, she starts going the fuck off, y'all. She's yelling, jumping around, talking about that I was talking shit about her or something. So automatically I stand up, because first of all, you're not gonna be doing all that in front of my face, like, and you know, just have me sitting here so you can hit me in my shit, and then you automatically have the upper hand because I'm on my back. And so I stand up, you know, she's jumping on the bed, all that. I don't remember if she got off the bed, but I do remember getting hit, and from there it was black. I just started swinging, and in my head, I'm just thinking in my head, like, it's really the weirdest thought to have during a fight, because there's adrenaline. I'm just hitting, and I'm just thinking, like, oh my god, like, I'm really in a fight right now, because it was my first fight. Like, I just couldn't believe I was getting in a fight. I feel a hand, which I know it's not her hand, like, pushing my head down, like, as we're fighting. And I automatically know it's her friend. This is another friend, like it's a dark-skinned girl, but she's real, like, buff, and she's real into fighting too, and like pushing my face down, and I'm just like, okay, we're still fighting. I do remember it going onto the floor, and then when we're on the floor, she just gets up suddenly, which I don't remember, but apparently at that point I kicked her in her face. And so automatically when she gets up, and I guess she's in shock that she got kicked in the face, I get back up because I want to fight again. And so we keep fighting, and then her friend, the one who was holding my face, starts trying to jump in. Y'all, I think she jumped in for probably like 2 seconds. And then this guy pulls both of them off of me. Now, y'all, this is why I decided to go to Atlanta. There were so many people in there, and people that I thought I was cool with, and nobody helped me. Like, those girls were about to jump me, like, because I wouldn't even say that I got jumped, because she wasn't on me that long, but it was just nobody in there helped me but that boy, and it was just crazy to me, and I was just in complete shock after it happened, because after a while, like, you know, when they pulled her off, I was already fucking tired. I was tired, and I was ready to stop fighting anyway. I don't know how long the fight went on, but I was already like over the shit, because it was like, you know, I'm sitting here fighting, getting jumped, and I came to a fucking party that I was told that wasn't gonna be no drama at, and this girl clearly came to fight me. She came down to the room to fight me, and it's like the fact that they let her in, knowing how she was, and even when they first saw her looking at me like that or yelling and doing all that shit, they should have immediately took her out of the room, because I was under the impression it was not gonna be no fight. It'd be different if I was there and I was like ready, like I knew what I was doing. I was tipsy, And I had no clue that I was coming to a party to fight. After the fight is over, they get them out of the room and the girls are banging on the door like, and y'all, it was only the light-skinned one. So her tiny friend and the dark-skinned one, they weren't there. But the light-skinned one is banging on the door with her friends like she's ready to fight again. And the reason she was ready to fight again was apparently when I kicked her in the eye, I bust a blood vessel in her eye. And so I fucked her shit up. So she was upset and was ready to fight me again. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on the bed like, I'm not doing shit until my friends get here, because y'all all got me fucked up at this point. Y'all all sat there and watched that shit. I was gonna let these bitches jump me and y'all wasn't gonna do shit about it. So, you know, I'm just sitting on the bed. Meanwhile, I'm just like running my hands through my hair. All my hair is just falling out, like, not bald head, but it's my real hair. I finally, right after the fight, my friends get there. And they're like, what do you want to do? Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? I was like, I don't even give a fuck at this point. No, I really don't. Because it's just like, it's stupid. And then in my head, I really thought like I lost. Because I felt like they got the best of me with having somebody else holding my face down, doing all that extra stuff. So I just really thought I lost. And I was just like, no, like, I don't have time for this. Like, this is not what I wanted to do. And I wanted to go my whole time in high school, even my whole life, just not having a fight. Because I'm just not... I don't really care to fight. It's like when it's time to fight, it's time to fight. But I'm not the one that's gonna initiate a fight. That's just not me. And so from there, I don't know why my stupid ass called my mom, because I just called my mom about everything. I talked to my mom about everything. I was like, don't panic, but I just got in a fight. I was like, I'm not hurt, nothing's wrong with me, nothing's wrong with my face or anything. And immediately my mom was crazy and comes up to the hotel, tells the people at the front desk, the girls who, you know, who followed me, her party was shut down. She got kicked out of the hotel. And then when they decided to question people, the people I thought were my friends, well, not my best friends at the time, they were just kind of like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm just like, these motherfuckers. Like, not that I expected them to snitch on her, but it's just like, don't act like nothing, like no fight happened. Like, you knew a fight happened. You didn't have to say exactly who was in it, but you knew a fight happened. So don't act like you didn't see anything. And so back at school, like the next day, actually that night, I was really upset. Like, it didn't really hit me until after. I was just upset because that was something that it just wasn't supposed to turn into that, and I just felt like I wasn't prepared. I know a lot of people aren't prepared for fights, but most of the time, I mean, in St. Louis, people set fights up and stuff, and I just felt like people really got the best of me, and it's not fair because I didn't do anything in the situation. I stood up for my friend, and the going back and forth and stuff, that was not, you know, my doing. I wasn't on Twitter talking about her. You know, I didn't do anything like that. So I was just upset that that's what happened. After that, I don't know how, the school ended up finding out. I didn't tell her anything. Well, me and her, we ended up having to sign a contract. Actually, the group of people who were against us, so they're junior girls and us senior girls, we had to sign a contract because it happened off of campus. So they couldn't suspend us. But we had to sign a contract to basically just stay away from each other the rest of the year, because at that point they were kind of, even though it happened in October, they were jeopardizing like our graduation shit if that shit kept going on. I was just laughing to myself because I just thought it was hilarious that like her eye was messed up and like nothing was wrong with me and she planned this fight. So during the school day, I was running around all day looking for the video, because like, I know somebody recorded this video. A lot of people wouldn't even show me the video, and I'm like, why not? I was the one in the fight. But when I eventually saw the video, I was really over here thinking that I lost at first. Then I watched the video, I was like, her friend jumped in because she was losing. Like, that's why. And so, I don't know, I was a little at peace with that. I mean, I was still upset about the whole fight situation, but I was happy that I wasn't losing. And so after that, actually, Taylor and the small one in their group, they ended up fighting in a McDonald's. well, outside McDonald's. And then Taylor actually never got in a fight at all. And it was like, I mean, I'm not gonna say she was a reason why, but I mean, the whole thing kind of started because of me sticking up for her. But she never got in a fight, and so everybody else got in fights. And so with them, I haven't seen those girls in a long time. The dark skinned one in their group, not the one who jumped in my fight, but just the one who wasn't there, who had beef with Taylor. Yeah, we're actually cool now because she goes to my school. So we just kind of let all that go. We're actually cool now. And my best friends from high school, that's actually another story I might tell you all. But I'm still cool with Taylor. And Kiki is just real cordial. It's not like I don't talk to her like that. So yeah, that's how I got in my first fight, you all. It was pretty intense. Probably more interesting than you all's first fight. But that's definitely why I moved to Atlanta, because no one had my back in that fight except for my best friends, but they weren't there when it happened. So, you know, that's that. But thank you all so much for watching. Thumbs up for more story times. Love you all. Bye.